You said something about what it took for you and what it's going to take for people, right? And I, in my book, from the bottom to the top, I talk about PCP. And I ask people that question, like, you know what PCP is, right? People, oh yeah, the drug. And I hit them with, nah, I ain't talking about no dope. I'm talking about persistence, commitment, and perseverance, right? That's what it takes. You know what I mean, Gil? When I go talk to people in the prisons, man, I go up to all the different jails and prisons and pack meetings. I tell them, man, persistence, commitment, and perseverance.
To have once been a criminal is no disgrace. To remain a criminal is the disgrace. I formerly was a criminal. I formerly was in prison. I'm not ashamed of that.
I'm trying to stay right. I'm trying to stay the course. And I kid you not, like not long after that, that's when I got connected with that organization. And
wow.
And it's just been on the up and up ever since. So
right, that's deep. You said a whole bunch right there, bro. A lot of times you hear a lot of our counterparts, right? I'm talking about the people, the Caucasian folks, right? They use this term that I think Malcolm X, Martin Luther King once said. I want to get it wrong. Who said it? But they always say you pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And he said, how we gonna pull ourselves up by our bootstraps? We ain't got no damn boots, right? Right. And the reality is, man, listen, man, you sitting here crying, you trying, you digging hard, you doing everything you can to not hurt nobody, not do the illegal activity, right? Look at your childhood, the shit you've been through, and people don't even want to give you an opportunity. Like you said, Walmart. I went in Walmart the other day. I hate to pack on Walmart right here, but I went in there in the hood, right? I guess I call it the hood, where East Oakland, San Leandro, borderline East Oakland. And you know what? I see everything in there locked up. Yep. They got everything locked up. Deodorant, Thai ramen, everything locked up.
Oh, get him.
It's like, bro, y'all don't even trust us, bro. Felon friendly though, right? And I don't know, man. But reality is, man, you tried, man, and God came through. I with all my heart, I believe that God answers you because He seen you was really trying. He heard you crying, heard your tears, and came through for you, bro.
Amen.
That's real. Yeah, no doubt about it. Look, so did you have a plan? So at any point, did you try to put together a plan? Because sometimes people say you plan to fail, you fail to plan. All that. Do you ever try to put together a plan at any point, process before you got to the new job?
Yeah, I had a plan, and that's how I was working all those odd jobs, lowball jobs. Because I said, well, let me just get out here and grind. Let me get out here and work and do it the right way. I talked about starting a business, and that's how I got the hair business going, which was pretty I was making a cool little amount of money, selling that hair weave under the table. But I had thoughts on how I can execute, but what really executed was being committed to it, and you got to make your mind up before you come home that you're gonna stick to it.
Right.
It's easy. I could have easily went back to the hood, got a sack, and been out there serving smokers at the Slauson Donuts.
Right. No doubt. Yeah.
But because I committed, so my commitment was to God first. To
absolutely,
Lord, and sticking to it and having the faith and the just the will, the Holy Spirit, just everything to be able to stick to it. That's how I stood the course, because I got homies that got out and went right back. Now they doing 15 more years. I got homies still in there, 10, 14 year stretches. Like, they didn't stick to it. And the key thing is they didn't have the resources to stick to it. Like trying, like it's a gang of organizations out here now that are there specifically for folks coming home, and you can connect with them before you even get released, but I feel like in the 2000s, 2005s, they didn't have the infrastructure like they do now. So through passing bills like my organization wrote Prop 47, CSJ. Prop 47 pulled in all the right players, all the grassroots organizations engaged, the public defender's office, probation department, all that. And we got that passed. Well, that's generated like over $400 million since we passed it in 2015 to go towards youth development programs, mental health programs, victims of crime services. So really, like in the last decade or what we call the decade of criminal justice reform, like from 2010 to 2020, man, we was passing shit left and right that, you know, the system said we couldn't pass. Literally, like, oh, y'all ain't gonna get that done. Our own people were saying that.
Wow.
And we got it done, you know, and there's so much more that we doing to really free our people. So investing in programs that really help the people, like that's where I want my tax dollars to go. I don't want to see more, and this could get, you know, fuzzy, but I don't want to see more police pulling our little young black kids over here in South Central because they might have a you know, I don't want to see more jails being built and more prisons, like more probation officers. Like, nah, I want to see more homeboy industries, more community coalitions, more anti-recidivism coalitions, you know, like more people really doing the work that have a connection to the community, and they not showing up with their guns drawn or with their handcuffs out ready to give somebody a record. Like, nah, I work with a lot of gang interventionists out here that through a simple conversation and who they know and having those relationships, they were able to stop whole gang wars. Even the police give our gang interventionists here in South Central and other areas in LA County hella credit for peace building and stopping, you know, violence reduction, the whole conversation. Yet they still working off of a budget that's 5-10 years out.
Peanuts.
You know, working for free. You know, and so.
But they doing that because that's they passion, that's their heart. They care about that community, and they willing to do whatever it takes for that community. Versus some other people that's coming in there for a pension and gonna retire in 15, 20 of them. You know what I mean? It's totally different. You know, you said something about what it took for you and what it's gonna take for people, right? And I in my book, From the Bottom to the Top, I talk about PCP. And I ask people that question, like, you know what PCP is, right? People, oh yeah, the drug. And I hit them with, nah, I ain't talking about no dope. I'm talking about persistence, commitment, and perseverance, right? That's what it takes. You know what I mean, Gil? When I go talk to people in the prisons, man, I go up to all the different jails and prisons and pack meetings. I tell them, man, persistence, commitment, and perseverance, because it ain't gonna be easy, right? We got the felony, and it's gonna hold us back as much as it can, but we got to stay persistent. We got to be committed to our plan and not go back to jail and keep going, man. So let's
do that: persistent, committed, and perseverance.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna shoot you my book. I'm gonna send you my book, Gil. All right, yeah. I'm sending that to you. You will see it in there, and but that's it, just off the top of your head, PCP. All right. As far as some youngster listening to us right now, right? I want you to speak directly to that person that grew up like you, right? Maybe in a gang, maybe like me in the turf in the town, West Oakland, right? And right now they're in that valley of decision. They're trying to figure out, like, man, what is going on with me, man? I see all this negativity. I don't see positivity. I don't see people like Gil and Marlo. The news always promoting people that come home and commit crimes again, right? And so they stuck and they trying to figure out, what do I do? How do I do it? What kind of advice would you give that youngster or that person that's going through it to recover, to pull through, and they can strive? What would you tell them?
Man, you do not have to be a product of your environment. You know what I'm saying? You're growing up in the confusion. Your daddy may not be there. Your mama may not be there. You do not have to fall to that. You know, I would say, first know yourself. Like, that was when I started learning about real history, not this westernized history that they teach us, European Western history. You know, blackness started from slavery here in the United States. Like, nah, know that you come from royalty. Know that, you know, you come from kings and queens. Now, this is specifically to black folks, you know,
right?
Black youth, but know that there's a lot more than what you've been spoon-fed since a child in this community. And it's okay to want better things. You know, it's okay to want nice things, because a lot of us didn't have that growing up. Again, my shoes used to talk to people. You know, my collar was drunk, like the whole nine. And I chose criminal activity to change that. But there's a lot of opportunity out there, especially now. Like, get a craft, learn more about entrepreneurship. Like, college ain't for everybody. So if you're not doing well in school, connect with somebody, a black-owned business owner, or somebody that'll help develop skills and talents because we all got talents.
There's no doubt about it.
You are very talented, you know, believe it or not. It's just, how do you cultivate that and really bring that out? And if you come from a home where it's, it might be abuse, it might be addiction, it's poverty, all of that, you kind of fail unintentionally, and you didn't ask to be brought into that kind of learned behavior. Like, it's a learned behavior a lot growing up and what we grow up with in predominantly poor communities or whatnot. So do the work as best as you can and connect with the right people, positive people that'll help you unlearn what you've learned your whole life. Because I learned drugs, I learned gang violence, I learned alcoholism, arguing, fighting, all of that coming up. But it wasn't until I started surrounding myself with people, that wanted better for themselves, which inherently will help make you want. That rubs off on you. It's a saying in the word, you run with dogs, you're going to get fleas. But when you run with productive people that are really, trying to progress in life and do better in life, that's also going to rub off on you. So watch your circle. I think my bro Nipsey said, if you were the smartest person in your pack, or the most, knowledgeable person in your pack, then something, I forget it verbatim. I don't want to, not take the homie's words out of context. But basically what he was saying is, if you're the smartest one in your pack, then you need to grow and leave that pack alone.
Yeah.
You need to go take that elsewhere and do something positive and productive with it. So, and then, like, I'm here. I put my phone number out. My Facebook is Gilbert Johnson, and I'm very easy to find. And so it's people out here that really love you and care about you, that will sit down and take the time to help develop a plan, to help connect you to whatever resource you may need. Get involved with the local organization that's doing dope work in the community, that's really invested in, helping people live and thrive and succeed in life. Like Timedone, like up in Oakland, there's Boss, building opportunities for self-sufficiency. There's Marlo the Motivator. It's like, it's resources out there. You just have to do some due diligence and find them and connect to them and stay on that PCP.
There you go.
PCP. You feel me?
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's good. That's good stuff right there, Gil. Let me ask you though, if I took you, right, picked you up, threw you into a time machine, right? Like Back to the Future, and I send you backwards, right? And I throw you in front of, like, let's say, I don't know, 13-year-old Gil. 13-year-old Gil. You looking at him right in his face in the room, you and him. What would you tell him?
Man, get your education. Like, prioritize your education, because that was one thing my granny told me. All the bullshit I got caught up in, like, she said, nobody can take your education from you. Clothes, material things. You go to the pen, you're going to lose all that. Even jail, you can lose all that. Even your family, you can lose your family going into the system. But your education is going to stick with you forever. And so, like, it sounds cliche, but knowledge is power, is real. Sometimes it ain't what you know, it's who you know. But when you're able to apply knowledge to everyday life, it's a game changer. And for me, it was my faith. It always brought me back to my faith. So keep God first. And I know a lot of kids don't believe in God. They may be atheists, they may be Muslim or whatnot, but I can only speak from my experience. It will really be like, by keeping God first, you're gonna do the right thing, and getting your education. It'll if you want to go to college, get a degree, so be it. But still having that knowledge and really pursuing your education. You don't need a degree to start a business that turns into a multi-billion-dollar corporation or business, because people are doing it every day.
Yeah.
So that's what I say.
That's good. That's good. I'm sure that advice would have helped Gil, man. But listen, I want you to take this time out right now to talk to my audience a little bit about more about Timedone and the great stuff that's being done. No pun intended, but great stuff that y'all doing out there.
Yeah. Nah, I appreciate that, because time done, you know, we really invested in our people. Like hands down, our national vice president did numerous years in the pen. Our national state director did was locked up. We've all been incarcerated, and we've all lived through the barriers that come with having a felony or even a misdemeanor in many ways on your record. And so Time Done is building out an anti-poverty campaign that has not only, you know, the component of changing laws and changing policy and changing records, but also changing lives. And we're doing that through leadership development, through trainings, through bringing people together, through actual resource connections. So we just locked in, you know, a partnership with a national organization that has like 50,000 jobs, and it's led by someone that's formerly incarcerated, that's been locked up. So they get it, they understand it. And so we have not even just jobs, but careers, like good paying careers. You got action at that by being a member of Time Done. Credit, I wasn't never taught credit coming up, you know.
Right.
My credit was screwed up before I even became 18. Somebody used my name and social, and you know, and so like credit, but you need credit to buy a car, to buy a home. You know, if you want to start a business, like you need credit. And so many of our youth are not taught financial wellness, financial literacy, how to save, you know. Okay, get your bills, put 10% aside, save up three times your rent. So if you fall on hard times, you got, like, we're not taught that many times in our communities, at least not in my experience in organizing in South Central. But at Time Done, we got that. You know, home ownership. We're building a relationship with NACA, but we just locked in a brother named Jay Morrison, who actually buys and flips property. So if you wanted to get game in that regard, so be it. And the dopest thing about everything I said is it's free. You know, Time Done free. Like, we don't charge nothing for nobody.
That's what's up.
Our mantra is changing laws, changing records, and changing lives. And that's really what we've been doing. And for our delegate program, we actually paid, you know, system impacted folks across the state to come and learn about organizing, to come do social media advocacy and meet with legislators and, you know, all that deep policy work. We pay folks a stipend to get that. Like, people usually have to pay for that type of training, the level of training that we've given to folks. And so, like, you know, we're doing amazing things. And there's even more to come with that. Like, we talk about getting discounts to Nike and discounts to movie theaters. And so all of that, a lot of it is being built out, but we already have some amenities accessible to our folks. And so it's free stuff that's going to really help our people elevate. You know, when we talk about economic mobility, man, it's no other organization that I know of doing that to the scale that we are. You know, we in 9 states.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I know when I jumped on part of the delegate program, I see you out there, you guys marching up there, talking to people with power in Sacramento, you know what I mean, and make these laws. And that's what we need, you know, because on a local level, we need to push them. And then at the next level, we need to push them as well. And you guys are doing both. And I'm glad that you took the time out to come speak to the audience and let them know about Time Done. And one of the things I also was thinking about, Gil, and this might be a whole nother conversation, but why I got you right here is that, you know, the $200 gate fee when people get out of prison, that's got to stop. That's one of the things I want to talk to one of the my assembly members in my area about. Like, you know, he need to put a bill forth to up that. I know we don't want people going to jail. We got black and brown people getting arrested and sentenced to prison at a higher rate than anybody. And when we come home, we getting sent home with $200 gate money. The cost of living ain't the same from 1960. Why you still giving them $200?
Yeah. So it's actually a coalition we're a part of called the Abolish Bondage Collectively Coalition, the ABC Coalition. It's part of a national movement. And just 2 weeks ago, we had a Time Done movie night where we showed the movie Slavery by Another Name. And I pulled together a real hella dope panel of folks that have been leading work to end the exception clause, which is involuntary servitude. So There's work right now. I know you talking about when folks come home, they should probably have more money, but there's work right now to say like you should be paying people more than 8-11 cents, 8 to $1 an hour for doing the work and making the craftsmanship and firefighting and everything that folks is doing behind the wall. Like if you was on the outs doing that, you'd be making 50-60,000 a year, if not more. And you want to pay somebody 8 cents, for building furniture and doing stuff that people need. And then these capitalist organizations are taking that and making way more money off of it, selling something that got made for 50 cents for $30. Like, come on now. So there's work. There's a abolishbondagecollectively.org coalition, ABC coalition, definitely timedone.org. But any work that you connected to, I mean, we're a part. So we believe in coalitions at times. Right. So we connected to a coalition that's working to end the predatory phone fees. We gotta pay for when you just trying to talk to your loved one, and like it's so much great work that's happening out here. I love to learn more about any efforts you connected to because that gate fee ain't nothing. That gate money is trash. Like you laugh. Absolutely. It helps, but it's nowhere near enough.
Right. People get a cost of living a raise every year, being a Teamster, you get $1.25, $1.35. The toll done went up over the last few years, $8 in my area. And so, but people still coming home with $200 gate fee. Bro. This has been the fee for 50 years. Seriously? Come on, you got to stop it. But and so what I want you to do before you go, Gil, how can people get in contact with you, brother? Let them know how they can reach you, and then also how they can reach Time Done and things of that nature.
No doubt. So just straight up, my number is 323-613-9659. I'm always out in the streets, always out in the community. If folks is ever down here in LA, I'm down to connect in person. I'm all about building, networking, coming together, for the liberation of our people and all oppressed, marginalized people. And so that's the number right there. And then my email address is G Johnson, just like how it sounds, JOHNSON, at safeandjust.org. So SAFEANDJUST.org. Shoot an email. I'm always following up. And then our website, timedone.org. It's being built out. It's a lot of content there. You can hear stories of some of our members. You can learn about the collateral consequences that we're fighting to eliminate. You could share your own story. We're building out a whole resource page on it. Like it's some really dope stuff that we're doing with the website, which is just timedone.org. Really simple. And social media, type in Gilbert Johnson, you see a picture of me and my wife and 5 babies right there. Real daddies out here.
There you go.
My IG is at where's the love _7. So man, I'm just really out in the streets. I'm from the streets, so I gotta be in the streets to help create any type of change and really connect with my people. So man, tap in.
That's what's up. Look, I'm gonna put all that into the link. So as you speaking, it's gonna come across the screen as well. I gotta follow you on IG and Facebook, and you gotta follow the page on YouTube. And we're gonna do a little more connecting. And for anybody who want to be a guest on I Used to Be a Criminal, hey, tap in with me, man. Hit me on I used to be a criminal @gmail.com, and I'll get back at you and see if we can get you on the show. Gil, if you know some people out there in LA that you deal with that's been through the ring of rucks and they want to tell their story, man, have them connect with me, man. I get them on the show.
Hell yeah, I know a gang of people, they all have similar backgrounds, and powerful stories. So,
okay. Sure. All right. Well, look, man, I really appreciate your time, man. Thank you for taking the time out to tell people about Time Done, because the shit is over with. We need to get this done. And man, thank you for coming on the show.
No doubt, bro. I appreciate you reaching out,
Most definitely. All right, no doubt, man. Talk to you again, bro.
All right, no doubt, brother.
All right.